Hello everyone, welcome to the video lecture series of object oriented system and design, and today we are going to discuss lecture 3. So, inside this unit 3, now what you mean by Jackson system development? Okay, so basically this development mechanism introduced by the Michael Jackson in 1983. What is the purpose of this methodology, or we can say this approach is that it is a method of system development that covers the software development life cycle directly. These are the phases of JSD. First is modeling phase, second is network phase, and last one is implement phase. So, inside the next slide I will discuss one by one all these phases: modeling phase, network phase and implementation phase. Make sure this JSD cover the entire software development life cycle directly. How they can cover, I will discuss. What do you mean by modeling phase? In which the real world is described in terms of events, entities, roles, and what are the different events ordering and entity attributes. Inside the network phase, in the network phase, a set of sequential processes is defined that models the real world. A process network handling by input message from the real world and for generating system output. So, basically this phase is responsible to correlate all the events and responsible for generating the output. And last one is implementation phase, in which timing is considered. The implementation and scheduling of the process network are decided. Okay. This is the very good example of modeling phase. Suppose we have one library application. Inside the library applications, we have n number of events, like some events are acquire. This event is responsible to acquire the book, and while taking the book or acquiring the book, we have required 2 or 3 attributes like book ID, date and book ISBN number. Again is event is classify. So, we have different type of books. Books are related to engineering, books are related to science and math. So, basically how we can categorize, how we can classify. So, in that case, in that event, I have classified the book with the help of book ID and class. Join means inside the library some new members may join, or some existing customer can leave the library portal as their or your requirement. In that case, a new members join the library. So, you can see here what are the different attributes will be required. First is member ID, name, address and dates. You can take, you are free for taking any more attributes according to your system requirements. Now, leave a member, this is again a one activity, leave. A member can leave the library. So, at the time of leaving the member, we have required only 2 attributes. First is member ID and on what date a member has been removed from the particular portal. Borrow, this is again activity. So, inside the modeling phase, we have defined all the events and what are the events attributes are required. So, we can define n number of events while we are developing our applications. So, basically for the library system, we have defined only 7 events, like next one is borrow, then next is return. Return means the book will be returned to the library office or library department. At that time we have required only book ID and date and member ID. Which member is returning the book. Sale, the library sells one of its book with the help of book ID, date and price. So these are the some event we have capturing during the modeling phase in the Jackson development methodology. So each event in some time or something that happens in the real world, not in the computer system, but you will see here member are responsible for acquiring the book, classifying the book, uses and sales, and loan module is responsible to borrow the and return the books. Similarly, member maybe can join, maybe can leave, maybe can membership for lifeline. This is the action for member, return, borrow and other. So these are the some events which I will cover and I will define, or you can define according to your particular application domain. So I think you understand how this will be done. Okay. Inside the networking phase, we have correlate all these events, and we can sequentially added this particular event, which event will be performed, and finally we gather the system output according to the sequencing of event. And this is the last phase, implementation phase, in which we have design our system. So these are the three phases in Jackson development methodology. Now if we are talking about in object oriented system and design, this is the first part of argument passing. While we are perform the function call, when the function will call, some piece of code will be executed, and that piece of code is nothing but a sub program. This is called the function, but the function will be called with the help of value and with the help of memory address or memory reference. In that case, you will see here we can pass the argument by the value, and second terminology we can pass the argument by the address. So inside this approach, you will see here we have passed the argument by value. What is value? You will see here inside, this is our function, the name of function is bar, and the bar function has one argument which is called n, and I am going to print the bar, the value of n, and increment the value of n by 1, and finally I am again printing the bar. But the magic is here, when I am calling this function bar, we have passed the value. What is the value of x is 10. When the function will call, immediately this value will pass to this local variable n, and when this will be printed 10 and this will be printed 11. Again, when the move is turned on, you will see here the value of x is 10. What is the scenario behind this? Because you will see here, when this piece of code will be executed, the block of memory for main will be allocated, and inside this one x variable will be created. The value of x is 10. When I am calling this line, immediately a block of memory will be allocated for function bar and will be created the local variable n, and the value will be transfer of x to n. Now n become 10. Okay. Then this line will be printed, increment the value of n by 1, then this will be printed, immediately control back to this line, and this memory will be destroyed, and I am going to print the value of x. What is the existing value of x is 10. So basically you will see here, inside the x and n, these are the two variables, these are the two local variables. X is local variable for main environment and n is a local variable for bar environment. but these two environment create your own memory space. Okay, why this? X contain your own location and N contain your own location. So X and N have their own space in the memory. This is the first thing. Second thing, during the function call, only the value of X is copied to the N. Updating N does not affect X because these locations are separate location. So that's why this is called the passing values by passing parameters by value. In if we are calling a function with value, then the separate memory will be created. The updations of any location does not reflect to other location, and that's why you can see here the this is not a approach for optimum utilization of memory. The second way is calling. The second way of calling is call by reference. In that case, what we have done, we have create a single memory and just we have passed the address of particular memory. In that scenario, what will happen? I will explain you. You will see here inside this main block will be allocated. Memory for the main function will be allotted. The value of X is 10 and this value of X has some address. Suppose address is 10211. Again I am calling this function. You will see here when I am calling this function, you will see here the block of 4 will be created, but at that time the value of X is not transferred, rather than we have passing the address. What is the address of this location? X 10121. In that scenario, the location, the memory for M will not created. Okay, only I am passing the address. At that time this value will be transferred and I am going to print the value on that address. What is the address? What is the value of that address? 10. Immediately 10 will be printed. Increment the value of 10 by 1, then this value will be lost. The value of become is 11. Okay, now I am going to print the update value of M 11. Again this is the, so if we, the advantage of passing the value by reference, only single memory will be created, just we have passing the address. In that case you will see here X and M share the same space in the memory during the function call. Updating M in this function has the same effect on X, because if we are updating some value at a particular memory location, that will be reflected, because these are not a separate memory location, these are the single centralized memory location. That's why that will be reflected on particular area. This is particular about the call by value and call by reference. Now again, this is the very important questions in object oriented system and design. Inheritance. So what do you mean by inheritance? Inheritance means is the one of the key features of object oriented programming. What is the meaning of this? It allows us to create a new class from an existing class. Means if parent class has 1000 number of methods and we want to inherit these all methods into our class, then object oriented programming will provide a very beautiful feature which is called the inheritance. Inheritance is a concept or it is a mechanism in which one class can acquire the property of another class. How we can say one class acquire the property of another class? Because the acquiring property class object can access the entire property of parent class if they are performing the inheritance. Okay. Suppose you will see here, understand one scenario. Suppose we have manager class, and manager class has n number of methods inside the class. Suppose opening the account, opening the PPF account, giving the credit cards, and n number of methods are there, but some of methods are useful for lower clerk manager class. Suppose manager class is independent and clerk class is independent, but some of the methods are useful same for the clerk class method. In that case, why we can implement inside the clerk class? Just we have inherit the manager class, and whatever methods we have required, we have used, we have in my domain, then we can easily access. So this is the inheritance total hierarchy, Java hierarchy implement with the concept of inheritance concept, and by using this concept we have reduced code reusability will be achieved, and the length of the program should be reduced while we are developing our application with the help of inheritance concept. How we can declare inheritance and how we can define? You will see here, this is a syntax how to inherit the class. So this is first is the animal class, this is the parent class, we can say this is the parent class, suppose inside this parent class we have 1000 method, and this is the dog class. Publicly this will inherit the animal class. Now all the facility, all the method declared inside the animal class is always available to the dog class. In that case, dog class is called the child class. Dog class, we can say it is the child class. So this is the syntax how to define the class and how to inherit the class in C++. Now this is the example of inheritance. You will see here, this is a C++ code, and we have one class animal. Inside this class we have two methods. First one is void eat, this is the first method, and this is the second method. So inside the animal class I have two methods, first one is eat and second one is sleep. But these two methods are required for dog class, because animal dog is also eating or dog is also sleeping. So so suppose these two methods are required by the dog class. So one way we have we have write these methods inside our dog class. I have no idea, because I have a beautiful concept which is called the inheritance. So in that case I have just inherit the animal class. So now dog is a child class and animal is a parent class. It means all the properties of animal class by default inherit in the dog class. Now dog class having three methods, first one is eat, second one is sleep, and third one is bark. Now dog class object is capable to access all the methods of dog class as well as animal class, because dog class inherit the methods of animal class. In that case I am creating the object of dog class dog1. Dog1 is easily call the methods eat and sleep, which is declared inside the animal class, and easily call the method which is defined inside on class. If this concept is not there, if this concept is missing in this program, just I am writing the class dog. In that case, if we are creating the object of dog class dog1 and I am calling the eat method, immediately I will get compilation time error. Why? I does not know where is eat, where is sleep method, because I have not write any method inside our class. But inheritance concept will provide the facility to call the all entire methods which is declared inside the parent class. So, this is the example of how to achieve the functionality and reusability of code with the help of inheritance. Thank you.